What's up, guys? Today we start part 4 of the HHR build. Time to do filler work, so let's get to the shop and let's get started. Alright guys, so obviously today we're going to start doing the sanding. I've got my DA right here. Got some 120 grit on it. First things first, we're going to have to take all this stuff right here, all the old paint, we're going to have to knock it off, knock it down to where it's nothing but metal so that the filler and the fiberglass will stick good. So this will get messy, so make sure when you do this that you use the proper respiration and protect yourself, because if not, it'll get in your lungs and you'll be coughing up stuff for weeks. Alright guys, so one thing you want to pay attention to, especially when you first start, you can see areas where I've been hitting it with the DA where it's still really not been sanded much. And if I move back on the panel, you'll see a lot more. What these areas are low spots. So as you get more into it, kind of keep note and keep in mind that those are going to be the areas that are going to be the troublesome areas where you're going to need the most filler. You can always go back and work it with the body hammer from the back side, or do the stud puller that I was showing you guys to get it straighter so you don't have to use as much filler. You just want to make it look good. Alright guys, so as I was saying, the more you sand, the more it becomes apparent where your low spots are. Like take this area for instance. All this stuff right in here, this is all low. So all this stuff is going to have to be shaped more and gotten up. And don't worry about the holes. The fiberglass is actually made for small holes like that to fill in. And if you actually read the instructions on the actual can, it tells you that it can fill small imperfections. So that's not really that big of a deal. All this area right here doesn't look too bad, but there's a lot of ripples. So all this stuff I'm going to have to work back out. Do some metal work and then do some filler work. Alright guys, so I want to have a little bit of a talk about what I'm doing right now. I know a lot of people, especially my paint model body guys, anybody that actually does this on the regular is going to say, hey, that's not right, that's not the way you should do it, da 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 da. And look, this is for somebody that wants to buy a car and wants to do this on the cheap or on a budget. Now you could go as far as reskinning the whole outer shell of the door, which basically you replace the whole outer section of the door, or you can even go as far as just replace the whole door entirely. If I was going to spend the extra money, spend $800 to $1,000 to buy a new door, I would, trust me. But being this is a budget build, and this is showing people how I typically do stuff on a budget to save money, and the repair will still be a great repair, and it will still last for years. Either way, because like I said, even the holes that are in there are just pinholes. And that's why you don't just cake on a bunch of Bondo. If you go ahead and just cake on a bunch of Bondo, yes, in 6 months or a year's time, it's going to crack. The whole trick with Bondo is use it in very thin increments. Now with a lot of this, like I said, I got a lot of hammering to do. I'm going to shape everything, try to level it all back out. I'm going to use fiberglass first because fiberglass has short strands material inside of it that will actually carry a stronger bond, hold up better long term, and then use a light Bondo filler on the outside to kind of just square up everything and get it shaped perfect. So I'm going to keep working on this. Alright, so I'm going to have a lot of people asking, Jonathan, what are you doing? Why are you scratching everything up so bad? Well, the reason I'm scratching everything up so bad like that is because if you don't scratch it up real good and get everything down to metal, then the filler you're trying to use won't stick. So you got to scratch it up really good, get the paint off, get it down to metal so that the Bondo will adhese properly. Alright guys, so I've got it sanded down pretty good, and we're finally at the point now to where I can do some Bondo work. First step is going to be this right here. This is actually Bondo glass, so it's fiberglass infused Bondo. So we're going to do this first for strength, and I'll show you how to mix it and spread it. Alright, the first step is the Bondo glass. Supplies you're going to need are spreaders, various sizes. You're going to need a stir stick. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver to open up the can. You're going to need the Bondo glass, and you're going to need this cream hardener which comes with the kit so that the Bondo hardens correctly. Alright, so first we're going to open up the can. As you can see, it's green. It doesn't look too bad. Stir it up a little bit just to make sure. And the rule of thumb with most of this Bondo stuff, because this cream hardener is red in color, is typically you want about a golf ball size of this and this stuff, like I said, it's short hair strand like that, so it's going to be a little particular. So basically a typical golf ball size like that, you want about a pea size or that of hardener. Alright, as you can see, I got a crap load of Bondo here. Basically, most people will sit there and stir it up like this. That's actually the wrong way to do it. When you do that, you actually leave air pockets. So the correct way to do it is actually to use your spreader, get everything off of it, of the stir stick, and spread everything evenly like this until you have a good, even consistency. As you can see, as I'm mixing it up, the Bondo is changing color from what it was a green color to more of an off tannish brown color. So once you get the whole thing brown, you'll see that it's mixed thoroughly and you're ready to spread. Another quick tip is to give you a little bit more work time to spread it out evenly. When it's plugged up or all clumped up together, it has a tendency to dry a little bit quicker. And obviously, temperature plays a big factor in how quickly it dries. Alright, now we're going to start spreading it on. Now the big thing is you want to put it on flat. So you get a little bit, not too much, and put it on and kind of squeegee it out almost. Because you don't want to clump it all up in one area, and you want to get smooth with it. Alright, as you can see, I've spread everything out. It's only the first coat. You're going to have to build it, so you can't just glob it all on in one coat. You're going to have to build it, sand it, sand it. That way you can see your high and low spots and sand it accordingly. The temperature is really low right now, so I'm going to have to let this dry overnight. So I'm going to let it sit overnight, dry, cure up good, and we'll get back on it tomorrow. Well guys, that's been a good first week of Whitley Auto Works. I really appreciate all the interest I've gotten so far with the channel. That's going to conclude everything for right now. I might do a little things over the weekend, nothing major. I'll be sure to record it Be sure to tune in first of the week, Monday or Tuesday, and we'll get back on the HHR and see if we can't get it done, sold, and how much money we make. All right, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time on Whitley Auto Works.